Good, blessed. Thank you so much for asking.
Let's start with, this is my favorite question to ask. Do you remember the first time you ever smoked cannabis?
I was in high school, and it was about like 3 or 4 of my girlfriends who wanted to try it as well. And so we went to one of their houses. The parents weren't home, and we were all in the basement, and we tried it, and it was fun. We giggled the whole entire time, laughed. We went to the corner store, got candy, and yeah, that was my very first time, and I fell in love with it because we just had the giggles, and it was just great.
Nice. I remember the first time I smoked, I didn't get high, but the second time I got high, and I remember trying to brush my hair, and I felt like I had been brushing it for hours and just being like, oh my God, I've been brushing my hair forever.
Yeah, it did feel like we were like in that moment for a long time, eating now and laters on the steps
Yeah.
after. We were just like and laughing, and I could tell you it was like literally laughing about just anything. It was just laughing.
Tell me a little bit about your journey from the legacy market to the regulated market.
Once it was medically, legally, and I got my medical card, and I was able to go in and purchase and consume legally. Even before that, I would, of course, but I think for me, I had suffered from a back injury and also depression, anxiety, panic attacks. And so I had got on medications. The doctors had put me on medications. And one of the medications that I disliked was the back pain medication, which was oxycodone. I started feeling like I was getting addicted to it, which I was. I knew that when I smoked cannabis, it helped me relax. It took the pain away, the anxiety. Definitely, it just calmed me. It would calm me down, and I wouldn't feel like I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm running out or anything. It was like, okay, I could just go get more. And so the feeling with cannabis versus the medications that I was being prescribed alone just let me like fall in love with cannabis. And I fell in love. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I've been lied to my entire life. They've been holding this wonderful medicine from us and hiding it. And it just really opened my eyes and my mind to like dig deeper in. Then my mom, who is a Christian Pentecostal, very religious, she was against it. And so for years, I hid it from her. And she ended up, she got really sick. She fractured her spine, and she was almost paralyzed because we didn't know what was actually wrong with her for like almost a whole year. And so it took a long time for me to like get her to try some product. I started with just CBD, and she really noticed the difference because she's taking all these medications, Norcos and all. I couldn't believe that I got her to try it. That was a big step. And, just being able to open up to her and tell her like, look, I've suffered, from my back injury, and she saw the pain that I went through too. And I saw the pain she was going through. And I told her I wouldn't, tell you, just please like try it. Just, it helps me. And she would ask me, how are you so like, you're still awake, like you're still, and I told her, I'm like, I don't take those meds. I medicate with cannabis, Mom. Like I'm serious. She saw the difference in, the effects with not being a zombie or always like falling asleep. And she's like full in now. She definitely medicates with tinctures, topicals. I even got her on some hot sauce. And she's not taking her Norcos anymore. And she's like, learning. And like she said, every type of cannabis product that she takes is affecting her differently, but she's willing to learn. And I'm so happy. If we can do more of this in this world, we would have less mental illness, less homelessness, so much more accomplishments and successful.
Absolutely. It's an exit for a lot of issues that people experience. It helps with depression. It helps get people off opioids and to help combat addiction. For people that suffer from alcoholism, cannabis can be a great relief when trying to exit that. And so tell me a little bit about how, at some point you decided, I'd like to start a dispensary, or were you approached? How did that kind of come into your sphere?
I didn't like to spend my hardworking money on cannabis because I thought that I'm just burning it. And so I started by like black market, you buy a big bulk and making sure that whatever I consume is not coming out of my pocket. And just because I'm a mother of two and raising them, and I was always careful about that. So when I found out that the Office of Cannabis was opening up for applicants to apply, I started, I heard about it through United Place, Rudy Corpus, one of my mentors, and also my lifelong partner, Glenn Holden. And so we started talking about it, and, they pointed out that, they were going to apply and that I should apply. And when I started thinking about it, I'm like, this can actually really happen. Like, I can sell marijuana legally and have my own storefront, and like, this is going to be like legit. I went for it in 2017, 2018. I did the application, and I'm not going to lie, I thought that right away, I'm like, I'm going to get approved. Once I get approved, I get the permit, and yeah, I'm going to open. But that wasn't the case. I did the application. It was a long process, a lot of paperwork that you have to submit. Here we are now, 2020, October 9th. This Friday, 10 a.m. is the grand opening. And I'm like so excited. After a year of me being in that pipeline, I thought that, oh, this is not going to happen. It's just not going to work. And so it's so, I get emotional, and so just, it's so much joy to see now that the hard work is paying off.
Do you think that the system is kind of rigged to get people to kind of fall off, to shake off, with these long waiting periods? Or do you think that it literally could come down to them being low staffed?
I can't say it's low staff because I'm not sure. I've never been told from any staff in the Office of Cannabis that they're like understaffed. I just know that there's so many aspects involved. Like, it's like you have to go through the city, the security, the police department, the health department, compliance, and it's bound to slow it down because there's so many documents that we have to submit. Mine alone, I believe, aren't as much to like look over, but when you're partnering up, they need to look at all those documents and make sure that, it's legit. And so I think that it's more like it's fairly new, and we are all learning, every year. I think, like, I'm the 11th person now to get the permit. So I see some movement, and I just think that there's just so much involved that people don't understand it. They don't get like the full picture. And it's not just Office of Cannabis that can say, here's your permit.
You're the first Latinx owner of a dispensary in the Bay Area. I mean, what has the process been like, literally setting up shop? I mean, did you hunt for a location? What was that like? I mean, and in regards to your business partners, your associates, how did you know that those are the individuals that you wanted to work with?
I went with my gut feeling. I did research. I talked to not just this partner, but others. And I wanted to get a feel of them. And I definitely wanted to make sure that I vibed with them and that I felt that they were genuine. And so I made the decision, and I, partnered with STIIIZY. The more we started working together towards getting the shop open, I started really diving in and seeing myself reflected in the company, the support that they've given me, and the amount of letting me come in and job shadow and just hands-on training, and any questions that I have, it just made me feel like, okay, this is a real partnership. It's not someone trying to partner up with me because of me being the permit holder, and I'm going to be your token, and we're going to keep going. One of the things that made me fall in love was that I got an opportunity to go visit the flagship store, STIIIZY, downtown LA, and they established in 2017. And I was amazed when I went in there and saw the dispensary. Not only, I mean, it's huge, it's beautiful, but I saw a lot of people that look just like me and have like similar backgrounds, and it literally like it melted my heart. It made me feel so good. I didn't always know exactly what the 3 I's were in STIIIZY, And that's another thing that I started to look into. And when I realized it, I'm like, this was meant to be. I want to inspire, innovate, and influence. And I don't think people know that that's what the eyes mean in STIIIZY. But I'm like, what better example to show, like, that's what I want to do. I want to, uplift people. And I honestly feels like a match made in heaven.
For your particular dispensary, what are some of the core values that you have, and how are you going to actively make a difference in the dispensary scene? What's your hiring process going to be like? How are you going to make sure that everyone is represented at the table?
So far, what we've been doing is I've held a virtual workshop through the Success Center in San Francisco. And so we've already hired on some verified equity applicants, which is my goal. My core value, I would say, it hurts me very much so to find out that, we're free out here, and we're given this opportunity while others are still actually serving life sentences in prison. And so one of the things that I would love to do with this platform that I've been, blessed with is definitely collaborating with the nonprofit organization that I belong to, United Players. Some way, somehow, go out to those, states and try and see what we can do to help and get them out, because no one should be in prison for marijuana. No one. And so that is one of my core values, along with uplifting women. I'm a domestic violence survivor, and I feel like it's hard for women to talk about it and be open. I didn't really hear it when I was going through it. And so for me, I feel like it's important to just be open, and other women that may be suffering right now know that you can come out of it and really succeed. We are very strong, and I think we cut ourselves short sometimes. I feel like I've cut myself short a lot. And so the plan is to take this blessing opportunity and, make it successful, because although, I got the permit and we're opening the store, that doesn't mean that, I'm like flooded with, money. My goal is to really be there every day, hands-on, giving other folks an opportunity to, and build a strong team. And hopefully, once there's a strong team in place, move on to, other locations, and just go on and talking to, I want to let so many women know that you can do it. You can do it. Look at me. And I still live in the same, low income neighborhood that I grew up in since 1982. And if you'd asked me that I think that I was going to ever be a dispensary owner of a high profile location, I would have said, yeah, right. I don't believe you.
You really are a story of inspiration. You're talking about going from, over here to over here, and it's possible for anyone. Props to you. And thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I mean, for people out there that are watching this, if they want to get a hold of you, if they want to, we mentioned the dispensary is going to be on Powell Street. So how can people really get involved with you or your nonprofit or the dispensary?
Please come by 180 O'Farrell. That is the location. It's STIIIZY Union Square. My name is Cindy De La Vega. You can reach me at 415-889-3322. I hope that, you guys can all support me continue, because like I said, a business is a business, but it won't be successful without the support of the city and the community. I get visits from so many people, and please, ask for me. I want to meet everyone.
Thank you so much, Cindy. I want you to know that I love you. And
you're welcome. I love you too. Thank you so much. And I hope that you come.
I